Alright, so before I get started in telling you what we're doing with my wife's car in this video, I just wanted to let you know that two things that I buy for each of our vehicles is a can of Fix-A-Flat and a digital tire gauge. These are very handy. Okay, so my wife's car, when you start it, it seems a little sluggish, although it ultimately starts fine. So I've put on a maintainer or trickle charger to the battery and just let the car sit over these last 3 or 4 days where it's been pretty cold out. It's been in the 30s. So today's the first day where it's a little over 40 degrees. And so I'm going to go out there and see how this thing has operated and if the car seems to be starting any better and operating any better as a result of that. All right, out here with the wife's Corvette. It's all wrapped up. We're going to unwrap it and see if the trickle charge has worked. All right, so I've got this Stanley trickle charger maintainer. Got from Walmart, about 15 bucks. As you can see, it still says it's charging. So anyway, gonna jump inside, start the car up and see how it does. All right, back in the car, obviously. Now, previously when I'd start the car, it was a little bit sluggish, so let's see if this does any better. I don't know if you could tell, if you could hear it that well, but it seemed a little sluggish to me. So it's making me think that maybe there is something else going on. Alright, so looking at the alternator battery gauge, it's showing 14 where previously, before using the trickle charger maintainer, it was showing about 13. Alright, so I'm going to let this run for a little while and just see if there's any noticeable change in the way that the gauge is reading. So as I can see right now, it looks like we're still sitting at right about 14. Alright, so looking at the gauge, it looks like it's gone down a little bit after maybe 10 minutes of idle. Alright, so now that I feel like the trickle charge maintainer on the battery is working fine, I'm going to take my wife's Corvette to AutoZone and let them hook up the battery alternator tester and just make sure all that's working correctly. Alright, well, we just got back from AutoZone and got a brand new battery for the Vette, and it is starting up as expected now. So that other battery must have had a bad cell in it. So, but when I took the battery out, took it inside, and we checked it for a second time, it showed bad battery. And just a plug for AutoZone, they've provided me with really good service. So if you go to the AutoZone in Bonham, you might ask for Jim. He's a veteran sales manager there. If you do commercial, ask for Chris. And the store manager is Wayne. And they're all very good people, and they've always helped me out really well. So here we are at Lake Crockett, and there's you some pelicans. So they really are out here. kind of cool. They're out there with some ducks, just flying around, goofing off. So I've seen large flocks of these guys out here before. Pretty neat. Hey little critter, how are you doing? There's you, a little armadillo in the wild having fun at this little culvert. We're on 100. I just happened to see him messing around. There you go. See you later. Please do not turn into roadkill. And there's you, a Sprite. That'll be good for you. Alright, so just came here to AutoZone and picked up the shocks for my wife's 2000 Vette. And from what I read on the Corvette forums, these shocks ought to do just fine. They're pretty close to the OEMs. So fingers crossed.